Ethics and genetics, debating the implications of genetic research. Introduction. The field of genetics research has been the subject of much debate and discussion in recent years. As our understanding of genetic material continues to expand, the ethical implications of this research have also become more complex. This article will explore the intersection of ethics and genetics, and highlight some of the key debates currently taking place in this field. Defining genetics. To understand why genetic research is such a complex issue, it is useful to first define what we mean by genetics. Genetics is the study of genes, which are the basic units of heredity that determine many of our physical and biological characteristics. Genes are made up of DNA, which is a long, complex molecule that contains the blueprint for our bodies. One of the key insights of genetics research is that many diseases and conditions are caused by changes, or mutations, in our genes. By understanding how these mutations occur and how they affect our bodies, scientists hope to develop new treatments and cures for these conditions. Ethical implications of genetics research. While the potential benefits of genetics research are clear, there are also a number of ethical concerns that must be taken into account. One of the most pressing of these concerns relates to genetic testing. As our ability to sequence the human genome has improved, it has become possible to identify individuals who are at risk of developing certain conditions based on their genetic makeup. On the one hand, this information could be incredibly valuable in terms of early detection and prevention of diseases. However, it could also lead to discrimination against those who are deemed to be at risk. For example, insurance companies may refuse to cover individuals who are found to have a genetic predisposition to certain conditions, or employers may hesitate to hire them. Another concern is the potential for eugenics, or the selective breeding of individuals based on their genetic traits. While this idea has been discredited since the atrocities committed by the Nazis, there is always a risk that some may seek to use the knowledge gained through genetics research to try and create a perfect human race. Other ethical implications of genetics research include concerns around privacy. Who should have access to an individual's genetic information? And consent. Should individuals be required to give explicit consent before their genetic material is used in research? Debates in genetics research. Given the complex ethical issues surrounding genetics research, it is no surprise that there are a number of debates taking place in this field. One of the most salient of these debates concerns the idea of gene editing. This refers to the use of technologies like CRISPR-Cas9 to selectively modify an individual's DNA. One of the most promising applications of gene editing is in the treatment of genetic diseases. For example, scientists are exploring the possibility of using CRISPR to correct the mutations responsible for conditions like sickle cell anemia and cystic fibrosis. However, there are also concerns that gene editing could be used for more controversial purposes, for example, to create designer babies with desirable physical or cognitive traits. Another area of debate concerns the use of genetic data in criminal investigations. While DNA evidence has been an important tool in solving crimes, there are concerns that the use of genetic data in this way could violate individuals' privacy rights. For example, in 2018, a number of genealogy websites were used to identify a suspect in the infamous Golden State Killer case. While this led to the arrest of the suspect, it also raised concerns about how genetic data is being used and managed.